Yeah, he had a great run, and it's fun to watch. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa, CaitlinClark play about the same last year, so I was watching a lot of basketball.
The Indiana Fever made an unexpected coaching change that has completely upended the basketball world. The seasoned leader who had formerly led the team to success, Stephanie White, was abruptly removed. And no one else takes her place. Then the legendary Larry Bird, whose name alone makes people shudder across sports history. The brightest star in the WNBA, CaitlinClark, was completely stunned. However, what might have caused such a stunning upheaval? This is the tale of this startling twist, the startling revelation that took the basketball world by surprise. No one could have experienced that moment. Anticipated. Not the press, not the devoted supporters crammed into Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and most definitely not the most seasoned commentators on basketball. There was the normal buzz of excitement around the arena, but the second CaitlinClark. Everything changed when they got closer to the microphone. A silence descended across the assembly, as though the audience had abruptly stopped, frozen in a communal silence. Every camera lens was fixed on her, and all eyes were on her. Every ear was strained to hear what she was saying. Then she said, using simple yet powerful words. They rocked the basketball world right away. The head of the Indiana Fever was replaced. But this wasn't just any hire. Coach T was a completely unexpected person whose presence alone promised to completely disprove what supporters believed to be true about the WNBA. This was not your typical announcement. It wasn't a straightforward organizational shift or team refresh. This was a profound change with broad ramifications, a situation that might change the fundamental structure of women's professional basketball. The ramifications were astounding. All of a sudden, the conventional limits of organizational decision-making, player influence, and strategic leadership were being updated in real time. CaitlinClark, who is already well known on and off the court, had assumed control in a number of ways, establishing herself as a key player capable of influencing the franchise's future. Almost instantly, inquiries started to flow through sports media networks, chats in the locker room, and on social media. How did the Fever come to be associated with this legendary figure? What covert negotiations, private conversations, and behind-the-scenes actions had made this momentous moment? Could this collaboration, which seems improbable on paper but is unquestionably exciting in practice, alter the course of not just the team, but the league as a whole? What did it signify for the upcoming generation of WNBA players, coaches, and spectators who were watching history play out in front of them? The enthusiasm on the internet was reflected in the arena. Sports journalists rushed to obtain professional commentary, analysts hurried to comprehend the action, while fans discussed the potential outcomes. With a fiery ferocity, every article, tweet, and post seemed to convey the same idea. The consequences of what had just happened would be felt for years to come. A new era was about to begin, with a possible collision of star power, talent, and strategy. To rethink the definition of success in professional women's sports, CaitlinClark was more than just a player at that precise time. Declaring a change in coaching, she was a spark that ignited a fire of interest, a catalyst for transformation, conjecture, and enthusiasm. The Indiana Fever had done more than just appoint a new head coach. They have unlocked the entrance to an unprecedented period in the WNBA, one in which norms are questioned, limits are pushed, and there are countless opportunities in the future. The start of a new WNBA is marked by CaitlinClark's startling declaration. Era, but who is she to make such a bold claim? Let's explore the incredible story of the rookie who transformed the Indiana Fever into a commercial powerhouse as well as a cultural phenomenon. CaitlinClark is more than just a player, she is a cultural force. Impact extends well beyond the court, changing the Indiana Fever in ways that few players have ever attained in their professional lives. Clark was more than just a basketball player from the first time she took the court as a rookie. In professional athletics, she redefined what it meant to be a game-changer, and in just one season, she transformed a franchise that had long fought to become one of the WNBA's most exciting teams. The Fever, which was once thought to be just ordinary. Fans from all over the league flocked to the team that was fighting for relevance. To personally experience Clark's genius, Gainbridge Fieldhouse attendance surged, and season ticket sales increased by about 400%. Once a place that frequently felt vacant, the stadium became a stronghold of enthusiasm, teeming with admirers ready to follow Clark's every step. However, the change didn't end there. Brand alliances and corporate sponsors have been looking for the ideal ambassador to spark their campaigns for a long time. Realized that Clark's presence alone may increase their effect and visibility, so they rushed to the Fever. Everyone wanted a piece of this rising star's orbit, from small companies to national corporations. And her supremacy on the court coincided with an increase in the team's financial and commercial profile. Social media increased her impact. Even more. Every highlight, assist, and clutch shot made by Clark reverberated across platforms, drawing in casual, both seasoned experts and fans. After that, feature articles, interviews, and other mainstream media coverage. And TV shows honoring not only her sporting accomplishments but also her charm, attitude, as well as leadership. She was more than just a rookie phenomenon in a few months. She rose to prominence in society, the type of person whose impact goes much beyond basketball. But what really makes Clark unique is the extraordinary level of authority and power she has inside the company. Because of her celebrity status, she has a say in important decisions, such as crucial ones on coaching and team tactics. Decisions usually made by executives or management with a long tenure. The Fever are no longer just as a basketball team vying for victories. They have evolved into an extension of Clark's vision and a means by which the future of the franchise is shaped by the convergence of strategic insight, marketability, and leadership. This unique blend of athletic, in professional sports, organizational influence and brilliance are nearly unmatched. Clark's capacity to attract attention, motivate supporters and influence operational choices, positioning her as both the Fever's face and a driving force that can revitalize the team's identity. She is changing the rules rather than just playing the game, combining the domains of commerce, culture, and sports into a single captivating story. CaitlinClark has changed the Indiana Fever from a faltering team to a formidable force on and off the court, making a lasting impression that few novices could ever hope to do. The genius of CaitlinClark goes. It's a cultural phenomena that extends beyond basketball. But has she reached her full potential? Has her coaching really caught up? Her remarkable ability? Let's now examine the reasons behind the differences between Clark's and Stephanie White's coaching styles. Game and increases Indiana's stress. CaitlinClark raises her voice. Many people hold Stephanie White in high regard as a competent basketball coach. However, some contend that CaitlinClark isn't the best person to guide her. Appropriate fit. This isn't a criticism of White's coaching qualifications. She's obviously successful. However, a growing sentiment that her strategy might not mesh well with Clark's innate playing style. Take a look at Clark's own thoughts to see why. During a podcast conversation with Sue Bird, she candidly talked about the difficulties of performing under White's system. Clark emphasized that even though she's played at a high level, recording 32 points and 9 assists, and 8 rebounds in a single game, she occasionally encountered limitations that reduced her effectiveness. In one noteworthy encounter with Clark believed that her instinct-driven style was suppressed in New York, especially when she was forced to make safe plays instead of the high. She thrives on aggressive maneuvers and IQ. She remembered times when she was on the verge of a triple-double, but was restrained or gently chastised for taking calculated chances that might have prolonged her team's lead or inspired the audience. She cited a close fourth quarter in which she made a turnover as an example, but was benched right away for what White considered to be a teaching moment. Clark clarified that these instructional, her natural flow, which depends on instinctual choices and momentum-driven play. For her, the goal of basketball is to maximize possibilities rather than minimize mistakes, taking calculated chances and having faith in her skills in the moment. Additionally, Clark complained about White's propensity to slow